Hi, Gooby here. I'm here with Doobie in front of a waterfall, so I'm going to hold the microphone a little closer than usual so that hopefully you can hear me. Today I'd like to talk about forgetting the past. Today, Doobie and I were hiking nearby here in an old-growth forest. There were these gigantic trees. They were so big. I've never seen trees that big before. Well, maybe I have, but not that many in congregation. There were mushrooms that were bigger than I've ever seen before. I saw the biggest lobster mushroom I've ever seen. And for the first time, I found chanterelles. I've only eaten chanterelles once before when an experienced mushroom forager, found some and let me have one. But I was excited to find this guy. He's a little beat up because I was carrying him down that the steep path down to the waterfall. Beautiful yellow-orange color. You can see it's got pseudo gills. They're like ridges. Now this one has some purple spots on it. I don't know what that's from. Maybe some bacterial infection or something. So I'm not 100% sure I can eat this one. I'll look it up when I go home. But it got me thinking. We've forgotten our past. We've forgotten how big trees can be. We've forgotten how diverse the forest can be if it's healthy. We've forgotten how to find the food in the forest. The food that the forest provides for everything, including us. There was no price tag on this mushroom. Nobody owns a mushroom. It's free. It is really a liberating experience, truly liberating, to be able to walk through an old-growth forest and find mushrooms and harvest them. I've got a couple more of these that I found, and depending on whether I can eat them regarding the purple spots, I'm going to cook them and put them on a pizza tonight. I've never foraged mushrooms. I've never successfully foraged mushrooms before. It is a difficult skill. You can die. There's a lot of poisonous mushrooms. I think it's a skill that's been lost. And some people have it, and they're very rare, the mushroom hunters. Foraging is a skill that's lost. People still hunt, like hunting deer, hunting elk. People still forage for shellfish and other sea creatures, but that too is becoming a lost art. We've gotten so used to food being delivered to us by truck to our grocery store. I don't know if we know how to find our way back. If the food doesn't arrive at the grocery store and the grocery store shelves go empty, do we know how to get back to where our ancestors knew? It's like Doobie here. Doobie is a descendant of a wolf. she would not survive in a wolf environment. She's been domesticated, or her ancestors were domesticated. She is too. I don't think she'd survive very long out in the wild. I think she'd get eaten pretty quickly by an eagle or cougar or something. I don't think we would survive very long either. I don't think I would survive very long out here if it weren't for the fossil fuel infrastructure that we have to grow food, transport food, heat our homes, provide shelter. We're lucky that we have all these things. But what if we don't have them anymore? What if they go away? Would we be able to survive again? I don't think so. Well, I think not 8.2 billion people. We walked around for like maybe 2 miles, and we only found a couple chanterelle mushrooms. There were tons of other mushrooms that a couple of them I knew what they were, but a bunch I had no idea what they were. There's not that much edible food out in the forest. Well, not that I know how to eat. I'm gonna cover up my doggie. She seems a little cold. Are you okay there? Glad I brought her warm jacket. Well, it was quite a rush to find these mushrooms for the first time, but it also made me realize how hard it is to find them. How hard it is to find sustenance on a daily basis to survive out here. I would have to know how to catch fish, I think. I would need to learn more about mushrooms. I would have to be able to start fires in the rain. I think I'd have to migrate, actually, because very soon this area is going to be covered in many feet of snow, like where I'm sitting. I wouldn't be able to survive here in the wintertime. Neither would Doobie. So it's not just about finding food, it's about knowing where you can live at different times of the year. I think we've forgotten that. People live in Phoenix, Arizona, which is like a desert. Millions of people live there. If we lost our fossil fuel infrastructure, those people would be dead. If we lost our fossil fuel infrastructure, I'd be dead here too. Well, unless I walked to the Puget Sound, to the ocean, where the water kind of keeps the air temperature a little bit more milder. Yeah. Living's really hard. I think modern life has made things a lot easier for a lot of us, for all of us. But modern life won't be around all the time. Fossil fuels will be used up. They're a one-time inheritance that we're using very quickly. We're literally burning through it at an unprecedented rate. Our demand for energy is so high. And there's a limit to how much we have. It's a sobering thought. This one mushroom is not very many calories or protein. I found a couple of them, but I'm not even sure I can eat these ones because they got little purple spots on them and they're not supposed to. So I would go hungry today. And my dog's cold. And I'd be cold tonight if I stayed out here. So, wow. But people did live out here. They migrated, though. They migrated to the ocean and then into the mountains in the summer and then back to the ocean, back and forth. I don't know how they did it, honestly. It's so incredible. It's metal. Wow. How do they do that? How do they know what they can eat? Wow. How do they find enough food every day? Well, I think a lot of the ills that we suffer from as a civilization, as humanity living in civilization, is from civilization. It's from the structure of society where we grow monocultures of food, where we grow a single organism in the soil and we kill all the other organisms that might want to live in that soil too or eat the food that we're growing. Each plant has a season where they grow and they seed or they fruit. The rest of the time, that land's not being used. But if you walk through the forest, each part of the land is being used all year round by different plants, organisms, mushrooms. But our way of life clears land, puts a single plant down, a kind of plant, and grows it and kills everything else. Well, that creates a number of problems. It kills a bunch of organisms. It wipes out biodiversity. It cuts down big forests. But the other problem is it has growing seasons, which means that food is available in plenty during parts of the year, but you have to store the food to survive the other parts of the year. It leads to hunger. It leads to surplus of food, which has to be administered. That means you have a controlling group of people, a controlling class that controls how the food's distributed. That means you have hierarchy. That means you have an opening for abuse of power. I don't think we could go back. At least not 8.2 billion of us. Even a handful of us, it'll be very hard. But I feel like the distant future really is going to be people relearning how to forage and gather shellfish. I think we're headed to a big bottleneck again. So yeah, this is inspiration for me to relearn what older humans knew. How to find these mushrooms, how to find plants berries. Well, I know berries. How to find shellfish or fish to eat. How to survive and what places I can survive in at what time of the year. Not that I absolutely need to do that in this modern society, but I think the modern society we have, its days are limited because it's based off of a limited fuel energy source. Yeah. Well, that's what I wanted to share today, and share this beautiful waterfall, and tell you about this mushroom I found. Hopefully the sound comes through okay, but if not, that's alright. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.